They do tell me that when they order pizza, they like to say pizza, pizza, going tummy, me so hungry. I think it's part of some people's pizza ordering routine.
Welcome to Couch Surfing, the show where playful guests look back at their big roles, their little roles, and everything in between. I'm here social distancing with Gillian Jacobs. Gillian, how are you doing?
It's so good to be with you. Hi.
You ready to surf?
Yes, let's go.
All right, let's do it.
I mean, that's not impossible, right?
Oh my gosh.
This is Jesus?
Yeah.
This is one of my first ever movies.
Yeah.
And I got to act with Sam Rockwell, so that wasn't bad.
So you studied drama for 4 years at Juilliard. What was it like to make the leap to film? And were you nervous acting in scenes alongside the legendary Sam Rockwell?
Oh, yes, I was.
Yeah.
And so Juilliard's an amazing theater school, but they don't really teach you anything about being in a movie or on a TV show. So I didn't know what a mark was, how to hit a mark, I would look down the lens of the camera. I feel like I really had to learn so much. And yeah, then incredibly intimidating, but also so fun when you get to work with an actor as good as Sam Rockwell. I mean, it just makes you better. And what a better way to really learn about acting on camera than being in a scene with someone like him.
All right. Well, let's keep surfing. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
All right.
Did we lose that one?
Yeah.
Yes. I shot the pilot of The Good Wife right after I shot the pilot for Community. So I flew from LA straight to Vancouver to shoot this, which was kind of an amazing pilot season to have.
What made you say yes to each, or was it sort of like an embarrassment of riches at that point?
I think I was cast on Community first, and Community was more of a leading role. And my part on The Good Wife was more of a supporting role. So I was, they have the first position, second position thing in TV. So I was in first position on Community, which meant if that went, they would have me. And so, yeah, sadly, I didn't get to do The Good Wife. Actually, they had written a scene where I got fired on camera on The Good Wife because, my character just kind of disappears after the pilot. But I have suggested that wouldn't it be fun if I came back for The Good Fight all these years later?
That is a very good idea. I like that. I like that a lot. Up next.
Smells weird.
I beg your pardon?
Smells weird. What did you do?
You don't ask someone a question like that.
Ever did.
It's not dignified.
You're not alone. This is one of the most beloved of the series.
That episode took so long to shoot because there are so many scenes in it because of all the different timelines that we were still, I think, shooting scenes from that the week the episode aired. So that was quite the undertaking.
Britta is such a unique and flawed character. At what point during the show did you embrace her Britta-ness and allow her to be, as the other characters would put it, the worst?
The worst, yes. I think that I recognize the fact that is what made her more engaging and hopefully ultimately more endearing, was that she was so flawed.
Okay, so I'm contractually obligated to ask you about hashtag and a movie. Obviously, everyone is on board. If and when it happens, what do you hope to see from Britta's character?
Incremental growth. I mean, I wouldn't want her to have figured everything out, just a little bit. I hope she's figured out one more thing. But it wouldn't be really fun if she was suddenly like a person who suddenly had it all together. So just growth in one area.
Welcome back to Couch Surfing. I'm still here with Gillian Jacobs. Gillian, shall we continue?
Yes, let's go.
Learning more about you physically pains me.
Yeah.
Why does it pain you?
You basically got cast walking by the set of Girls one day in Brooklyn. How exactly did that happen? What were you wearing? How were you walking?
I did know Jenny Connor, who created the show. And so I was in New York visiting. I'd gone to a meeting and I thought, I'm gonna walk back to my hotel And I was walking down and I saw, you know, all the lights and the typical set things. I was like, oh, something's shooting there. I wonder what it is. And in the back of my head, every time I walk by a set, I think, I wonder if I know anybody, you know, a cast or crew or somebody. And it just so happened that it was girls, and I knew Jenny, and she happened to look out the window. They were inside a restaurant shooting and see me, and I waved, and she waved back and was like, come on in. And so then suddenly I was on the set, you know, and there was Allison Williams and all these people. And I just, you know, always feel so awkward being on somebody else's set. So I was trying to, you know, not get in the way. But I guess they had just started thinking about Mimi Rose and who they were going to cast. And I think they had maybe thought of me, and then there I was, I appeared, and maybe it felt serendipitous.
Like
so I auditioned, but I did get the part. But yes, that was, I've never quite gotten a job like that before. So I guess maybe just go for long walks and you might wind up with a part.
All right. Up next.
Great.
Hi.
Okay, so as you can see, we have there's 2 bedrooms.
Lovely.
Here is the kitchen.
Nice.
There's a beautiful bathroom.
This is really intimidating for me because
Yes,
I
that
am
is the
surrounded
the
by
toilet is in
some of the best improvisers alive.
Right.
People
and
who
had you ever
No.
done improv before? Okay.
No. Like
No.
Chris Gethard is a legend at UCB. You know, Michael Key was in the company of Second City. Tammy Sager right there is a legendary improviser. You know, and so I came into this cast with the least amount of experience, and Mike had a combination of scripted improvised scenes, but then also wanted us to actually improvise in front of an audience. And for me, my character is supposed to be the best. I'm supposed to be like the phenom of the improv group. So I couldn't do my normal actor thing of thinking, well, my character's just not very good at it. Like, it's in the script that I'm good at it. So that was incredibly intimidating. And Mike set up some improv workshops for us and then scheduled us to perform at theaters in New York as an improv group. And he claims he told us that ahead of time. And I claim he did not, because he was like, okay, guys, we got to go. We're going to be late. It's like, to what? Oh, we're going over to UCB. Oh, are we seeing a show? No, we're performing.
Up next.
I knew I could trust you to keep me safe.
Oh, this is the
make
last.
me feel loved.
Last episode.
And I promise to believe in you
and
support you.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
And always
You got me. I haven't watched this in a few years.
What did it mean to be a part of a series like this? And what did you make of the decision to end it after 3 seasons?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that I selfishly probably would have liked it to keep going because I love that character. And I think that's, you know, one of the best characters I've ever gotten to play. And she was just so fun. And I felt like, you know, the stories we were telling on that show really seemed to resonate with people, and obviously look at that cast. But then I also do think that there is something cool about shows that are kind of more in the kind of British TV vein of doing like 3 seasons and done.
Paul wrote Mickey with you in mind. How did he pitch her to you?
I remember being sent the script and thinking that it was really just such an incredible opportunity as an actress. That was probably the thing that I loved, and that I also felt like it was so cool to see the sort of minute by minute steps of a relationship like that. And that I thought it was such an interesting exploration of how 2 people come together, misunderstand each other, think they're so different, find their commonalities, and really grow both individually and then together as a couple.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right, up next.
I know it sounds crazy, but I was reading
this is my second time working with a puppet monster. I did another movie, Bad Milo, which is a much more comedic version of that, but this one's much more genuinely scary. And for whatever reason, I am drawn to working with scary puppets.
This movie is about a monster who attacks your character's son through his electronic devices. And as a mother, I see this as a not so thinly veiled metaphor But what's your current relationship to technology?
I am trying constantly to wean myself off of devices more and more.
Right.
Trying to go back to reading physical books.
Remember those? Remember books?
Remember those? I know. Yeah. So that's a personal goal of mine. And I feel like I have periods of time where I'm more successful and less successful at that.
You also appeared in the Twilight Zone this year. And I mean, 2020 feels like one long Twilight Zone episode. I mean, is it coincidental that you packed these sort of darker projects into this year, or?
I was as surprised as everyone else. So no, I did not have any insight. And yeah, I was once again so thrilled to be asked to be a part of the Twilight Zone. And I think that was the last time I acted on camera this year. So that was January, I think. Yeah.
Well, Gillian, thank you so much for surfing by. You have definitely been a bright spot of 2020. Come Play is in theaters now, and see you next time on Couch Surfing.
Thank you so much for having me.